Dear future Miss President, because you may be in this room.
When you are 7 years old and they ask you why you aren't a good girl like your sister, do not take this lying down. Bite and kick in rage, because you know even in your age, a good girl is not good. A good girl is quiet.
A good girl is not smart. A good girl does not speak her mind. A good girl does not think. A good girl does not feel.
A good girl only smiles and nods her head. A good girl never lets you know that there are thoughts in her head and words in her mouth, and they are fighting, burning to be seen and heard.
Dear future Miss President, when you are 13 and he calls at you from across the street, remember his face. Do not look him in the eye, do not stop walking, stay on your path, but remember him. Remember how he made you feel like less than a person and use it. Remember how his words tried to claim you and how you did not let them. Remember that even as you never felt less at home in your own body, you have never more belonged to yourself. You are yours and yours alone. And when years from now you stand on a podium, remind the world of how you are where you are because you did not allow yourself to be owned by any man. And no, he may not remember, but you will not forget. Miss President,
when you are 16 and your best friend is skipping class to meet a boy, do not join her.
His hair may shine red in the light.
His sweatshirt may smell like cinnamon and be warm around your shoulders.
But when he begins to ask you to hold yourself back, to shut your mouth, hold your tongue, because all girls ever want to do is talk about their feelings, run from him as fast as you can. Do not be tempted by the attention of someone who would ask you to give up your voice. He is afraid of the threat that you pose as a woman who will not tolerate mistreatment of any kind.
A woman who will not sit in silence and watch the world pass by.
Besides, you can't miss student council. Where would they be without their president?
Dear future Miss President,
when you are 18 and they tell you an education is too expensive, you should not study something that would pose such a risk. That politics is a boys' club, and college will not let you forget that for even a moment.
Do not listen.
Call out for justice even as your voice rings higher than that of your classmates. Do not let them tell you your voice is too shrill, your
skirt is too long, too short, you must be feminine to be liked, you must be masculine to be respected.
This is a lie used to market you as a product. You are not inventory to be cataloged. You were never meant to be seen.
You were born to be heard. Dear future Miss President, because you may just be in this room.
Your path is not an easy one, and many that tread it before have fallen, but it is what you were meant to do.
This is where you are meant to be.
So do not listen to anyone who tells you to diminish yourself. You are a force of nature, a fire. You will not be smothered.
Dear Miss President, we will wait for you at every turning of the year.
And when you reach us, those of us who have been listening will sing your praises. You will rise above every voice that begs you to surrender.
Your victory will not be without challenge, but it is a victory nonetheless.
Sincerely, we the people.